All right, so I have a couple of funny stories. I'm going to try to make this quick. So yesterday, we bring the Mesa Mark IV back to Heim because I thought that I had him, because he didn't have the push-pull for the lead gain, so I had him set it to fat the other day, and it didn't seem right. So then I went back there to have him set it to the other way, because he only has a single pot, not a push pull. So I drop it off there. He's like, yeah, it's gonna be about an hour and a half or 2 hours. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go find Jiffy Lube, and I'm gonna get my truck dealt with because we're going on vacation and it needed this and that and oil changes and tire things, and I have my dog with me, my 80-pound pit bull. So we go to Jiffy Lube and they start working on the truck, and man, oh God, it was, watching them work was interesting. It was very kind of Three Stooges-esque. Needless to say, they're having all kinds of problems. I'm there now about 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and they have to drain the radiator because it's my fault. I accidentally put washer fluid into the overflow of the radiator instead of the washer fluid. So that's fine. So they're going to drain it. But that became a whole thing of hours and hours and issues. And finally they get it all done. So now I'm sitting in the little, waiting room at Jiffy Lube. I got Bo, my 80-pound pit bull. His leash is attached to the little chair, and I mean, it's a little chair. And all of a sudden I look over and they start the truck up, but they don't have the lid on the radiator, and the antifreeze is jumping out of the radiator about this far onto the engine. They still had the funnel in there, so it was shooting straight out of the funnel. So I'm like, oh. So I run to the door and I'm like, shut the truck off, shut the truck off. And they're like, what? Oh, and finally they get it shut off. Now there's antifreeze all over my engine. Not a great idea. And I'm talking to him for a second, and then when I turn around, my dog is like about 6 feet behind me. He's kind of in the middle of this waiting room. And the lady that was there with me was standing in front of him, like trying to block him, because he ran after me and pulled the chair all the way into the middle of the waiting room and knocked over, not knocked over, but knocked the table side. So I turn around and Bo's standing there and all the furniture is pulled towards me. Oh, man. So needless to say, we lived. Truck is okay. I get to Nick's to Heim, and he's gone. He's not there. He's gone for the day. It's so late. So I get the amp. I go home. And there's a big piece of blue tape on top of the amp with a bunch of writing. I didn't read it. I just thought he was going to flip the switch. So anyway, I start playing the amp, and now it's like, now I'm like, does it sound different? Needless to say, he pulled, after about an hour and a half of wrestling with this amp, I looked at what he wrote, and I realized, and then I went like this, tick, tick, tick. He pulled the fat switch out of rhythm 1, put that into lead gain pull fat, and took the potential, the pot that we had in that one that was non-pull, and moved that into rhythm 1. And there's kind of the reason for some of these things. There are some new pull pots, but they're too big to fit in the lead channel. You need those old Mesa ones or whatever it is. So needless to say, it's now a lead gain pull fat. I didn't realize it for about an hour and a half. So I've been messing with this thing. I messed with it last night. So I'm going to first play the high gain channel just because I don't want to mess too much with the graphic EQ. So we'll start here. So here is the high gain here's the high gain, no pull fat. Channel 3. No, oh my God. Oh, no fat. Okay. Oh, here's no fat. The other thing I had to do is get rid of the original recording from the first day that Tiago brought it over, because no matter what I did, I couldn't get it quite to sound like that. So I needed to let that go and like start to like join the current moment in time. So here you go, no pull fat. Now fat, okay? Now fat. So let's hear the difference. And I have a feeling that the pot that he put in there made it sound slightly different. I could be wrong, but here's no pull fat, lead channel. And then fat. You know, I kind of like fat, and the thing I'm thinking with this now would be like a little less low end on the fader. To now, fat, lower, low, slide. I'll know what that means. Now a little bit more top end, just a touch though. As opposed to the first one. Yeah, that's a little too much. Ooh, a little too much womp. So here's a little less low end, a little more top end. And I mean just... That's a nice amp. So I'm happy, right? Let's try the, we'll try the effects loop. So if we come here, and now we go effects loop. We were to put an echo on the... Yeah, there you go. The loop is nice. I really think the loop is nice in this thing. So now we'll go to channel 2. Let's just go channel 2, which is rhythm 2. Now that's with the same scooped mid. Let me just record a second to hear this. Yeah, it's got that Mark thing. It's cool. I'm starting to get the hang of these amps. There's pull fat. So let me start here. Here's channel 2. Now that's still with the mid boost, the mid cut. Let me put in back a little bit of mids. One thing with this amp, more so than any other amp I own, I'm just going to leave it like that, even though it sounds a little squawky. Let me turn a little bit of treble down, give it a little bit of mids. Even though it sounds a little squawky, there's no Apple, there's no Apple Z or whatever. There's no way to like return, and there's no way to like undo, right? Like a computer, and it seems like a stupid thing to say, but it's more touchy than all the other amps, so you got to really be careful. You got to really watch your step. So there's 2. Let's try that. Yeah, that's kind of useful. Now I'll put in the fat on it, or pull out the fat on it. I don't have fat pull yet, again now on rhythm 1, but here's rhythm 2 with the pull fat. Yeah, this is so cool sounding, man. So no fat. That fat's nice. It does do a little bit of a shift in the whole EQ. Now I'll put on that effects loop. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Right, and I've got effects loop on the high. So now we'll go to channel, and again, I'm keeping. Let me get rid of the loop. Go rhythm 1. I got to do something with this pedal. It's long ways, and it's like that. It's like that. It's like 50 feet long. Just kidding. All right, so I'm keeping the EQ, this graphic. Yeah, it'll probably be nice to have the fat on this too. This is just a little test. Effects loop. So here's channel 1. Now with the Klon. Guys, gotta make some music with it, right? So there it is. What an experience. And then I was testing it. Oh my God. Like every imaginable thing I could have done wrong, I did wrong. I'm trying to get it to sound like it sounded the other day, but I put in half power in tweed mode or something. I'm like, why does it feel so like it's like... So then I everything cranked. Then when I realized what I'd done, I was like, oh my God. A lot of potholes in this amp. Well, then when I went to regular high gain or full power, I was like, whoa, I had to turn everything back down. So, but there you guys go, man. So here's channel 3, no fat. And channel 3, fat. So, you know, I mean, you could take this no fat and put a little more booty on it, maybe. Who knows? You know, it would depend on the track. Well, guys, I hope everybody has enjoyed this endeavor, because I have to track a Christian rock record today. I've got to get these tracks finished before I go on vacation. Not all the way finished, but like I gotta get my basic. There it is.